Welcome to Cult Macabre, a phantasmagoric guide to pop culture's dark side. I'm Richie.
And I'm Lee.
Today, we are talking about the story of the Chupacabra. It's another cryptid episode.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. Chupacabra is one of those cryptids that it's common. I feel like a lot of people hear about this one growing up, whether it's from, its country of origin or just the southern United States. But I think we've seen or heard of sightings all the way as far north as Maine with this particular creature.
Yeah, for sure. And it has Puerto Rican origins. In the way that I heard about it. So, most people are like, oh, we're gonna listen to a tall tale or like campfire stories or whatever. You know how I heard about the Chupacabra, like the very first time that I ever heard the name?
What's that?
So I was in high school and me and my friends were hanging out in my room and we were just watching stuff. And my buddy he used to just do this just to make us laugh. He would just go on a stream of conscience. He would just make shit up as he was going along. And he talked about a particular person being, and I quote, ripped apart by a pack of wild chupacabras. And I was like, what the fuck is a chupacabra?
A pack of wild chupacabras.
It was hilarious the way he said it, though.
I didn't know about the chupacabra's existence until I watched an online animated short. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Red vs. Blue from Rooster Teeth.
I love Red vs. Blue.
And it was just one single joke in an extremely early episode, probably within the first couple episodes, I think, of season 1, where he calls one of the vehicles a chupa-thingy. And I was like, what? I don't get the joke. What's funny? And I literally had to go and Google chupa thingy to pull up and find out that it was, in fact, a reference to the Chupacabra.
So did you think the name was literally chupa thingy?
No, I literally didn't understand that there was a joke until I Googled it. And I wasn't super big into Halo at the time either. So I didn't understand that, vehicles do have interesting names in that franchise, and I was rolling with it until I watched it with a friend and they just laughed like a maniac during that part of the episode. And I was like, I know I'm autistic, but what's funny?
Hey, don't feel so bad. My green Toyota 4Runner was called the Warthog.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
See, I get the reference now.
Thank you. Exactly. So anyway, circling back to the Chupacabra, because a lot of people have made that joke too. It's like, oh, it's like a fucking Taco Bell menu item. No, dude, it is a Chupacabra. So the Chupacabra literally means goat sucker from the term chupar, which means to suck, and then cabras, which is goats.
And we did mention that it has its origins in Puerto Rico, I think dating as far back possibly as 1975, but the first reported sightings were in Puerto Rico around 1995.
Yeah, so what happened in 1975 was a series of animal killings, like livestock, like farm killings, and like you said, in the town of Mocha, Puerto Rico. And at the time, they weren't even sure what it was, but they kind of nicknamed it the Vampire of Mocha, aka El Vampiro de Mocha. And at first, they thought it was a satanic cult. Like that's the other thing. It's like, okay, is it a vampire? Is it a satanic cult? Is it this weird creature that we don't know what to call it? So we're just gonna call it a vampire.
I can't decide which one sounds like the most interesting theory. They all sound good, to be honest with you. What if it's just like different subspecies of Chupacabra? So like one is like based on a satanic cult, and the other one is like a little vampire creature. The other one's a little dog with mange.
See, I was going to say that's the other thing that, once we get around to the Americanization of it, is that it is often depicted as a coyote with mange.
Yeah, that is definitely the very American version of it. The Puerto Rican version is a lot more like reptile alien looking. So it's got like spines from the base of its head all the way down to its tail, which, and in some stories, it doesn't have a tail at all, which is interesting. There's a lot of varying, quote, eyewitness accounts for this creature in particular.
Right. It looks like it's just kind of a mohawk of bones.
Yeah. The red eyes are usually a pretty common factor, though. That's like a common denominator.
The red eye comes from when people see it in the night and the light hits it, because typically Chupacabra have blue irises, which turn red when light is shined on them.
And any of you that have a cat or a dog might be familiar with this effect, and it's creepy as shit when you're spotting it from across a dark room.
No, it's fucking hilarious. And the cats have laser eyes like that.
Oh, God.
They just look at you, go, pew! They shoot you with their fucking laser eyes. But yeah, these killings that were happening in 1975, they were reported around the island of Puerto Rico. And a lot of the farms were talking about like losing the livestock, and all the animals were reportedly bled dry completely with bite marks.
Puncture wounds specifically, not even like full-on bite marks. They describe them as like what's like cylindrical looking holes in different parts of their bodies. And reportedly completely blood dry.
And the first time that they actually, like you mentioned earlier, from 1995, that's the first time that they were attributing like one of these attacks to the name Chupacabra.
Yes, thanks to one particular eyewitness, Madeline Tolentino. Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but she's the one of the first eyewitness reports of seeing the creature in Puerto Rico. And in fact, in that town, I think upwards of 150 animals had already been reported as slaughtered or killed in unusual ways in a big wave. So it's not like it was a slow buildup. It's important to point out at this moment that the movie Species in 1995 had just released.
Yeah, I remembered reading about that because they were talking about that particular design, like the creature design from Species being based more on the, quote, alien lizard-esque version of the Chupacabra.
And there's actually a gentleman named Benjamin Radford who wrote a book in 2011. It's called Tracking the Chupacabra. And he actually concluded that the description of the original eyewitness from Puerto Rico was completely based on the creature Syl from Species.
I mean, even the drawing.
Mm-hmm.
like most of the drawings look like that fucking thing.
It's hard to ignore the commonalities between the drawings and the descriptions for sure. That doesn't mean that a creature like this couldn't exist, but I will say that as far as descriptions go, the American version is a little less believable as a Chupacabra for me. But I know that there are some Americans, especially in the southern United States, that feel quite differently and completely believe that this is a real creature.
So you're more inclined to believe the alien-looking version of this?
Yes, I actually prefer that version.
It's weird. I prefer the coyote-esque version.
I like the look, and the coyote-esque version makes sense, but it is literally 100% to me a canine with mange. It's hard for me to look outside of that and think that it is something else. But if you put this strange alien lizard person in front of me, I'm like, fuck yeah, cryptid.
Alien lizard person in front of me.
Alien lizard person.
Another interesting fact is that the name of this creature was actually coined by a comedian from Puerto Rico.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Silverio Perez is credited with the term chupacabras, and this is not even long after the first incidents got reported. And after that, a lot of incidents were reported elsewhere. Like Argentina or Chile, Colombia, El Salvador, Mexico, Panama.
Literally working its way northward from Chile all the way up to Maine.
Yeah, and that's Stephen King territory, man. Surprised he hasn't been like, hey man, I'm gonna write the Chupacabra. Like it's a Cujo sequel. Like
it's a Cujo sequel.
Like Cujo wasn't a dog, man. Cujo wasn't
bad enough.
No, Cujo. He's gonna write the story where he's like, okay, y'all thought this was a dog, right? But we're gonna tell a story from the dog's point of view, and it's actually a Chupacabra. We're gonna call it Chujo.
Chujo, shut up.
Cujo Chabra.
Cujo Chabra.
Yeah.
I can't decide which one I like more.
Or Chupacujo.
Chupacujo. Cujo thingy.
The cooch. That sounds like a coochie thingy.
Like coochie
thingy. Don't do that. No.
I don't know. That might sound more.
No. I'm vetoing this shit.
With mange.
But anyway, the blood-sucking reports of this creature, they were never confirmed by a necropsy.
Yeah, I think that's like the only way you can find out if something has been actually completely drained of its blood anyway. You can't just look at it and be like, oh, it's pale-skinned. You know what the first thing blood does after you die?
Yeah, just fucking...
It's to sink to the bottom of your body, bud.
You just walk up to him and be like... I could just picture some fucking like Texas-ass redneck motherfucker. Kind of like the sheriff in Kill Bill just walk up to the damn thing. He just looks up. He's got a fucking wad of chew in his mouth. He just looks down. Goddamn thing. I'm bled dry, son.
He just kicks it with his boot.
Yeah, he just...
Nudge.
Yeah, he just...
It's some fucked up coyote, I swear.
That's a chupa thing.
Which, speaking of coyotes, some of the reported attacks on animals, they were able to confirm that they actually were coyotes. Some of them. I'm not saying all of them, but some of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not far-fetched. That's a dog joke out there. It's not far-fetched. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what mange is as well, mange dramatically decreases the amount of hair that a dog's like follicles will produce. So they'll look almost hairless or very patchy, stringy, wire-haired. Their skin thickens up and usually gets like really scabby and dry. They can smell super bad. And it can literally change fundamentally the way a dog looks. I mean, imagine a golden retriever tail with no hair on it. Just a long little rat tail whipping back and forth. I would think that looks reptilian at night. It's not unbelievable.
No.
So let's talk about the plausibility of existence here and like sightings and whatnot. Do we know of any recent sightings of the Chupacabra?
So I know that in Puerto, Texas, there is a doctor who claims to have the like the taxidermied body.
That's right. I forgot about that woman. Yes. Yeah. She actually has it like, it's taxidermy. It's like fully like on display as a display piece with its bright blue eyes. Please Google this if you guys are not familiar or haven't seen it. There's a lot of really good documentaries about it on like YouTube and other places where you can find those resources.
It's Phyllis Canyon is her name.
Phyllis Canyon. Thank you.
She's kind of popular in Puerto because, like I said, she's got the fucking body of a Chupacabra. You know, in theory, it is a Chupacabra.
Yeah, I believe she sent the DNA off to be tested by like several different places, and they all came back with like a big shrug for the most part.
It was all skin punched stuff.
Yes, that's right. They were taking punches of skin.
But no, the more recent sightings, it's actually hilarious because when we were planning to do this episode, the first thing that literally came to mind is, look, we're both big wrestling fans in this household, and we watch AEW, we watch WWE. I have been a lifer. So the Rhodes dynasty, if you will, like Dustin Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes, Cody Rhodes.
The Rhodeses.
The Rhodeses. Dustin, the older brother of Cody, who still lives in Texas, literally was tweeting as of June 2022. There's just a series of tweets, like just one after another, like day after day. He's like, this is a Chupacabra shot in Amarillo, Texas this morning. They're everywhere in Texas. And it's a shot, like it's a night vision shot of like a bipedal like creature.
Oh, that is weird.
If you look on, I fucking hate this website, but if you go to Twitter and like check out at Dustin Rhodes.
It's not Twitter anymore, babe.
I'm dead naming the fuck out of it, okay?
Dead naming it.
So
you used its government name.
I am using its government name. I'm using its fucking New York Stock Exchange original name. Fuck that.
You're old school.
Yeah, I am. So anyway, Dustin Rhodes was talking about, he's like, oh, this Chupacabra skeleton is in Midland, Texas, and it's their Museum of Natural History. He goes, I'm telling you, they are real and hard to corner. I was lucky to chase one down in the cave and corner it. It was frightening. He's like, they are bloodsuckers. Like, this dude is not...
He's not even remotely joking or pulling a leg.
No, in wrestling terminology, this is not a work. And he even puts like a drawing thing. He goes, this is what an actual Chupacabra looks like when they're standing there 5 feet tall. I have seen too.
Looks like a fucking hairless cat. That looks like Emmy when she was soaking wet.
No, it looks like Emmy when she's telling us, y'all motherfuckers better feed me or I'm going to suck your blood.
I'm going to suck your blood. I'm a goat sucker.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Dustin Rhodes is probably one of the more recent, like, higher profile names that I have seen just out of nowhere just start talking about it. And I was like, you know what? I
love that it's a famous person.
Yeah, no, but you know what though? Like, I like Dustin Rhodes, and it's funny because, like, he still, like I said, he still lives in Texas, so I would expect him. He's probably actually the most Texan of the Rhodeses, like legit. Like, Cody Rhodes is very Hollywood-esque. Dustin just happened to play a character that was very Hollywood-esque named Goldust, but this motherfucker is the guy that's like, hey man, Chupacabra real.
You know what?
I seen it.
I believe him. I seen it.
I do too. I do too. I seen it.
Oh man, if he ever did tours of his fucking ranch, I'd be all for that shit. We are not far from Texas.
I'll drive to fucking Austin. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I cannot. I that would be great. I would actually love that. Any place that houses any sort of cryptid anything. When I lived in Ohio, it was a hop, skip, and a jump to the Mothman Museum. And the one time I made the drive down there, it was closed for renovation and I couldn't go inside. So if I get the opportunity with something nearby again, I am all about it.
Maybe we should just take a trip out to Puerto, Texas for the fuck of it. Just go out there.
We should just do some research on any Texas cryptids and just go on hunts.
Yeah, we're
document our progress.
Yeah, we'll put it up on our Instagram or our TikTok channel. Speaking of, you can follow us at both of those at The Cult Macabre. Or just go to the show notes below and do that. But anyway, these creatures, these cryptids, these chupacabras, I believe that I think we're seeing, the physicality of an animal, and I'm more inclined to believe it is an animal with severe mange, like legit.
Sure.
And I think because of its it's very gaunt sometimes appearing, so maybe that's, if I had to put a picture to it, that's what I would look at.
The gauntness is an interesting thing to note because another thing I read in a different place said that the majority of these sightings on the Chupacabra actually happened during periods of intense drought in those areas.
Yeah, and Texas gets drier than a motherfucker.
Oh, it do be getting dry. But that would make a lot of sense if they're seeing these gaunt, dry-skinned creatures with no hair on them and shit like that. Like that tracks. There's a lot of references to Chupacabra in modern media. Obviously, an easy go-to is Supernatural. That show covers almost everything.
Supernatural probably talks about everything that we have and ever will talk about on this podcast, straight up.
Yeah, honestly. Now, here's a throwback one for you who, if you're as old as I am, do you remember the Jackie Chan's Adventures show?
Oh my God, the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
They had an episode called The Curse of El Chupacabra. Yeah. Absolutely. And Teen Titans Academy, which is a DC comic book. Yeah, they covered chupacabras there as well. And South Park.
Yeah, I don't think we need to. Well,
no, we don't.
Yeah. South Park. Yeah. If it's something that can be fucked with, it's on South Park.
Absolutely.
There was actually an episode of the X-Files that did this as well, which X-Files is fucking primo watching.
But we can tell how across the, 30 years since this has been a thing, how it's definitely influenced popular media even today. That is very clear. So, whether this creature actually exists or not, or is a dog with mange or some weird fucking reptile, who knows? But the influence is there, and it is pretty fucking cool to theory craft about and experience.
Yes, and I will throw this out there off the cuff completely because I was just reading about this the other day. There is a movie called The Legend of El Chupacabra, and it is a comedy with really great special effects. And if anybody out there listening to this, if you want us to just watch this movie and talk about it at some point in the future, let us know. It looks insanely funny. It's got a fucking 7.4 on IMDb.
Ooh. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I am too. Because I was typing in anything to do with this creature the other day, and this popped up. I was like, you know what? I have watched some fuck shit in my day. I have a trophy collection of film. We were just going through these movies the other day. I have a trophy collection of these types of movies. So I am all about some good, bad, or bad B-movie bullshit selections.
I'm always up for that.
Cool.
Always, literally always.
Well, I think that about wraps up our discussion of the Chupacabra. Let us know in the comments below, again, if you think you have seen a Chupacabra, or if you have another cryptid that you would like us to discuss here on Cult Macabre. I think we already know which cryptid is going to be our next one. Yeah, but if you keep an eye on our social media accounts, at the Cult Macabre on Instagram, you'll find the announcement there. Or if you follow us on Facebook, that's a thing. We keep up with our social medias and we make most of our announcements there. So if you want to know about future episode topics, keep up there.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, for past, present, and future episodes of Cult Macabre, you can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. You can leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. You can leave us a rating and leave comments on individual episodes on Spotify. And if you're listening to this on our YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the channel, clicking the bell for notifications for future episodes, leaving a like on the video, or leaving a comment down below. Any engagement helps. If you'd like to follow any of our aforementioned social media platforms, all of that information can be found in our show notes below.
So if you'd like to join us for more of pop culture's dark side, sign the black book and join the cult. I'm Lee.
And I'm Richie.
And we'll see you next time.